three, and we've got a good one in store between the Denver Broncos and the Houston Texans. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
On second and 11 now. Stafford. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. To avoid an early 3-and-out here on 3rd and 4. Now Stafford. That's complete. It's Okuwebunam. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. From the 50, it's Stafford. Albert Okuwebunam, the intended target. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Stafford now to throw. Finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. And defensively, these corners struggled last week. They're struggling again here early on the opening drive.
And you know that was not unnoticed on tape. So when they saw their struggle last week, guaranteed they went right into the game plan, attack them early, see if they're going to play any better, and if not, you keep the pressure on them until things change.
Now a man who played high school ball here in LaGrange, Texas, J.K. Dobbins. And the Broncos are going to have it first and goal as he'll take this down to about the 3. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't, they're going to put that ball in the end zone real soon.
Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up second and goal. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Dobbins trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, and now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal will feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
3rd down and goal now, and this Houston defense not backing down. They'll look for one more stop. They'll try to run with Dobbins, and he'll get in. Dobbins. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Broncos will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point from McManus is good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. They'll start with Davis Price on the ground. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Davis Price once more. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be 3rd down. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Now Lawrence to throw. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that first down on 3rd down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
The Texans at 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate the always tough NFL.
Second down, here's Davis Price. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, Lawrence. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Matt Ioannidis bullying his way in and sticking him to the turf. On 4th down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Anytime they think they've got him open beyond the markers, you know they're going to throw it his way. And that's not going to change even after that incompletion was forced.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing is Stafford. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with a little gain.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing on third down, Stafford. He'll get that complete to Albert O. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
21. 32.
Stafford looks to throw again. That's caught. It's Austin left side. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be second down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Second and 5. Now a give up the middle to Williams. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
So a first and 10 now in Houston territory at the 45-yard line.
Alert! 59!
Now it's Stafford. Flushed out right. Throw right side, complete to Williams. After all that, they only wind up with a yard. It's second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Second and 9 from the 44.
32!
Now Stafford. Finding Williams once more, complete. Another truck. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 30. So first and 10 now from the 30. Stafford. He'll drop this down to Williams. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Throwing again on second down. Stafford. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. The offense on third down tonight, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. They're looking at third in the nose of the football. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was third and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
It just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you should have a few men in the box there.
Completes Austin here over the middle. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good headed scheme going.
They're knocking on the door as they come to the line here on 3rd and goal from the 1. Dobbins once more, but he will not get to the goal line. In fact, he won't get to the line of scrimmage as they push him back to the 2. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Right, 22!
They're going for it with Dobbins. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. J.K. Dobbins with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Broncos' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. McManus's point after is good, and that'll make the score 14-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Second down, and again it's Davis Price. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Davis Price up the middle. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Now Lawrence. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Now Lawrence on first down. Gets it out wide to Davis Price. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
That's a big force incompletion there to bring up 3rd and long, and this defense can still salvage a little momentum by forcing them to kick a field goal because just a few plays ago, it looked like they were headed towards the end zone.
So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. From the right hash, this from 33. And Gay knocks this one through, and they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. Well, still trailing here, but they do get the late field goal. Now their defense will try to keep this score right where it is heading into the locker room.
Yeah, and trailing at the break, you obviously don't want to go in off of a negative play. Give them credit for that one. Finding a way to put points on the board, give them any type of a spark, anything to build off of as they try and plan a comeback.
So we come upon halftime with the visiting Broncos taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Texans down on the scoreboard, but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the second half. Takes it at the 7. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
You know, we always talk about the chess match in a football game, but we're usually talking about offensive coordinator versus defensive coordinator. How about the special teams coaches? I think we just saw a big-time adjustment by one to help his team get a spark to start the second half.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Davis Price on 1st and 10. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
Look at me. Go. Hey, Haywood. Introduce that bomber. Introduce that bomber. Hey, lock it. Hit it.
On 2nd and 12, Lawrence eluding the pressure right. Airs it out toward the corner of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Lawrence. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there because, to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
And they'll throw on 1st down with Lawrence. He gets this one to Davis Price. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They'll give this to Davis Price running right. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Ty Davis Price, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Texans have got it back to within a score. Great call to hand that one off, and his running back did the rest.
Someone read their keys correctly, and on the defensive side of the ball, they certainly did not, because they really essentially were just going to swarm the quarterback. They kind of guessed themselves out of the play, and guess who benefited? The guy with the football.
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a 1-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a 1-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change, because otherwise that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
Looking for Austin, intercepted. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Well, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees, because oftentimes those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Well, they got the lead, but it's certainly not a big one. And how do you keep control of that lead? Certainly not by that last play there. They gave up a big sack on the first play of this drive. Now it's double the distance to the 1st down marker.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Give to Davis Price up the middle here. And he'll be taken down at the 34. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long.
I have to think a major focus at the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Gay's kick is good. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. This offense returning out there, and really, you remember the last drive, Charles, it was over before it even began. They threw the interception on the very first play.
And what that means is for all these guys, it's been a while since they've been out there going full speed, so they've got to get everyone back out there, run a couple of your go-to plays, make sure you get your offense oiled up a little bit. They've got to be able to start fast, but they've got to be efficient as well. Especially the quarterback.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. A give up the middle to Dobbins. He wipes out the penalty yardage with a good run to get it back to 2nd and 7.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Another run here with Dobbins. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
50-50.
They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right, they need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. Play action, Stafford. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 25 yards that time.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, did a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll fake it. Now Stafford. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Credit that sack to Marcus Davenport. They tried to go with a little play action there, but nobody on the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack on offense. Sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique. In this case, none of it worked.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. Albert Okwuegbunam, the intended target. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 23. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. Off of play action. Here's Stafford. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Christian Harris. And the Texans are right back in this football game. So, my goodness, I would have thought this possible not too long ago, but that turnover there means we have a game again.
Yeah, it's been a completely different team here in the second half. I just wonder on the other side of the field, the starters telling the backups, get ready, you're going to get some playing time. And now guess what? Hope they didn't cut the tape off of their wrists and ankles. They've got to go back out there and play.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Now on 2nd and 13, Lawrence. That's going to be caught downfield by Mooney. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Well, this is where an offense needs to show what it's made of. And, in fact, where a quarterback needs to show what he's made of. Trying to engineer a 4th quarter comeback, and he hits a big one right there.
Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Kaiser White, the former safety, gets the sack.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Another touch for Davis Price. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but yeah, from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Hey, exit. Hey, box up.
They go play action with Lawrence. Escaping the pressure right. Keeps himself upright. The tally there, -8 yards. Leads to 4th down as well. This one no doubt important for Matt Gay. This for the lead in the final stages. And Gay knocks this one through, and they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half.
50-50.
Now it's Stafford. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Stafford now to throw. Flush to his right. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. Desperation time for Stafford on 4th down. Flushed out right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. He forces one there. It's a potential dagger as it's intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it, and the Texans have just about sewn up this football game. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. Drive begins with a carry by Davis-Price to about the 48-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, This too shall pass. This too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
20. Easy. Monday.
Stafford. His throw incomplete.
Well, they've certainly had trouble unlocking this defense through 3.5 quarters, so I don't expect it to get any easier now. You know they're going to be sitting back and waiting on everything, and they force an incompletion there.
Now Stafford. He finds Austin complete. He will go out right near the 35-yard line. That one covers 29 yards. First down.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there. Picked up the first down. Got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have as well as the understand where they are in the field?
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Now Brandon McManus for the Bronco field goal. This to almost certainly win the football game. The kick by McManus is good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. So they hadn't called on him at all until this point, but he comes through here and buries one from long range.
Yeah, that's awfully impressive because usually kickers like to get that first one out of their system in the first quarter, sort of get them into the flow of the game, but to come in this late and knock it down from long distance, give him a lot of credit.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. He got 29 yards that time.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Here's Lawrence. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to fire one. Corner of the end zone. Oh, he forces one there. It's a potential dagger as it's intercepted. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon. And the Broncos are going to hang on the final play. They get the turnover to seal this football game. So this one will wind up a Denver victory. And a little bit of a surprise, they lose the turnover battle, but wind up winning the ball game.
And this is very unusual because you know all teams stress winning the turnover battle as a key indicator to winning ball games. So when you get something that goes against the grain like the one we saw here, it's quite the oddity. Now let's face it, they'll be very happy that they pulled this off, but they do know that in the future they've got work on taking care of the football because this won't happen very often.
So for Denver, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Meanwhile, for Houston, they will fall to a similar mark at 1-2. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Cleveland to take on the Browns.